Well, let's take a look at our air layering that we started roughly 2 years ago. Well, this was one of my most ambitious projects. Off of one Milwaukee boxwood, I was trying to take 12 new plants. Okay, these two on the left. Well, this one here, I think I took off first. So that's our number one, I guess. And it was not much rooted, and it's not doing very well at all. And the one in the back, well, this batch we took off in January, well, middle of January. And most of them are doing well. So the one that I did earlier, probably about half a year earlier, still struggling. And then the one in the back, when I took it off, I said, uh-oh, not enough roots. So this has been in my pop-up greenhouse, and it will continue to be there. So we should have about 9 of them that is in good shape. So you're going, what happened to the other one? Well, because we were trying to take 12 off. Well, later I'll take the camera out because it's still on the mother plant. It was not quite ready, so I'm having it sitting there, and then we'll get to it hopefully this fall. It might be ready, but I'm not going to push it till fall when it starts to cool down. Okay, so if these two make it, and the one that's still on the mother plant makes it, it makes a whole dozen. So anyway, I'm going to show you individually, but I'm going to take these two and put it away so that hopefully it'll still recover. Okay, here's another one. Hopefully my autofocus is not playing tricks. But so this is the before shot, and I'll trim it up and have the after shot. So this is the after shot. Look at this root flare on there. Look at this one here. Well, because we took off on one and then we took off another one this way, so we got this. Look at the root flare on this guy here. You will never suspect that this is just about 2 years from the time I took the air layer. Well, what we don't want to do yet is to get this thing trimmed up the way it should be. I think keeping a lot of foliage yet guiding it is probably the best game plan for now, because we want it to get healthy. It's well rooted, but it could be healthier than that, right? So I'm just going to do the light trimming so that it kind of makes it go in the direction we want, but not necessarily trying to finish it. This big thing here, probably we'll cut it and carve it, but not yet, because we want to make sure the roots are well established before we go try to do something like that. All that vibration could end up damaging. So you got to make sure you pace yourself. And okay, so I'm going to stop like that for now. Well, this one's looking nice, huh? So we're the weed, taking a look at the before shot, and I'll trim it and show you the after shot. The growth down here, we don't have to worry too much. We could get this all bushy. A lot of times these will get cut off, so we'll use it as a sacrifice branch. But up here, we want to start the guide, and then especially up here, we want this apex, right? So I got it sort of thinned out. There's a couple choices still up here, but that will be made on the next round. But can you see that it has all this nice taper and movement? Kind of an unusual style. You might end up going like this in the future, We don't know. Well, not much on this one here, but most likely this is your front, so just take off a few things and that's about it. This is kind of interesting. Well, it has a good line, right? The movement and taper. I think there's taper, but there's a lot of this growth that came on the side. So what I'm going to do is to thin it out so that I leave the area that where we want the branch. So anyway, this is our before shot. Okay, I think we still got a little bit of work on the apex. We're good till here. There's one branch that went this way, but I think it'll look better if it went this way. But this one needs to get caught up in terms of thickness here. So I'm going to let this shoot out and then get it thicker and then cut it back down. And at that point, I'll take this one off. But just in case my idea doesn't work, I'm keeping this one here. But everything else, I just kind of cleaned it up so that we'll have branches in the right place as we go down the trunk here. These are not exact. We're going to let this grow and see. But in terms of placement, they're roughly in the right spot. This one probably got another 2-3 years before you'll start to look like a great bonsai. Let's take a look at the before shot. See right here? See right here? I marked it so that this will get cut and carved so that it'll go up this line here. So this whole thing gets removed and then goes, maybe I think in the future, once this gets cut, you'll go up more like that. But I want to wait another year because I know the roots are well established, but in the process of cutting this and carving it, we're going to shake the heck out of the roots. And after this much effort, I might as well wait another good half a year to a year before getting started. So you got to also protect what you have. And when you get a little impatient, then you end up losing all the effort that you spent the last couple of years. Well, this is the most unusual one I've got. Yeah, it's a very unusual style, isn't it? So you can see where the cut's been made, right? Okay, let me think about this one, and then I think this could either become something fantastic or eh. So I got this cleaned up and this cleaned up. I have this one big here, right here, that's been cut off. I think I'm gonna carve this because I don't want this to keep developing. Now, I don't want to shake this up, but this I think is small enough that I can nibble my way. See? I want to make sure I don't shake the tree. So I'll go ahead and nibble, nibble, nibble. Most people don't realize that if you don't have a big enough tool, all you have to do is take small bites. Okay, I got it nibbled, and I only use this tool. I could have gone and got a bigger one, but I wanted to show you that even if you only had the minimum, you could do it if you take your time and nibble instead of trying to cut it in one shot. The problem I have with the saw is in the saw action, you know, it shakes the tree. And then my electric carver is like a mini jackhammer, so there's a lot of stress when I go da 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 da, right? I'm going to leave all these here. All these will help to heal this over. That was one of the reasons why I wanted to get this cleaned up. If it's started to heal with that stub there, it would be counterproductive, right? So I took the chance, and I think should be no problem. So I think in the near future, this will be really unusual style. Apex up here, apex down here. What do you call this thing? Well, my theory always been, if it can easily be identified as a certain shape, it's not that interesting. When you have one like this that you can't really identify, that's more the art form. Anyway, so yeah, there's a lot of stuff that could be cleaned up, but I'm gonna let it go, and then hopefully this will start to heal. Okay, I guess I'm done for today. And I was thinking, ideally, I should do at least 3 pruning. One in March, April, fairly deeper than this, and then twice to touch it up. When I say touch it up, I mean by pulling these out, right? That way we'd get this thing looking so much better. So, once again, heroes, do as I say, not do as I do. Well, this one sure is turning out to be interesting. Look at that, almost hit the camera. Hit the other tree. Okay, so I'll go ahead and trim. Okay, so I took this side, I cleaned this one up, and then it was longer here, and I'm thinking, well, if I kept that, then your eye goes in all directions, right? It should mainly go this way because this is your main line. So what I'm doing is I'm making the apex so that it goes in that direction with the primary one, right? I might take it off in the future. It might be nice and clean looking that way, but there was not much taper here. So this is more or less a sacrifice branch or a keeper. But either way, it's doing the job I wanted to do right here. Fatten this up. So this here, I have this one here. I think I could do, well, the other one was bigger, so there's no reason why I can't just nibble and don't have to wait till I get to my saw and carving tool. So I'll go ahead and do that, so that same reasoning, if this starts to heal, then it'll be semi-permanent. So I should just go ahead and get this clean cut, and then if it heals, it'll be really good. So that's what I'm going to do next, is to go ahead and nibble that out. Don't force it, small bites. Well, I think another year or two, this will be very unique. So we got our main line, and see, I cleaned off a lot of the stubs. This one here probably will come off, but I'm keeping it so that we could grow this area and try to get this to heal, right? And then our apex, we still got some things we gotta worry right in here. I think this gets cut off and go that way. Or maybe go up this way and then go up that way. Well, so that's another problem for the future. And then I took off all the stubs. And then as we worked there was some more here. So they were all of size that I could do with my standard concave cutter, so I did it. And then those others, that bigger ones, I'll go ahead and wait. Okay, so let's take a tour outside. Okay, this is the 12th piece. It might be ready, but since it's getting hot anyway. I'm going to wait until probably September, late September, October, when it starts to cool down. So I'll leave this here. And the reason I didn't want to bring it in is just the movement could disturb what root might be starting to form. Okay, so we got 9 that is pretty good. The 10th one, that if I wait long enough, it should be right. And we have 2 iffies. Hopefully the big one will be okay. The little one, I'm not too concerned, but if I could get that to survive and thrive, then we have a perfect dozen. So anyway, this has been the update, and today we are in the 2nd day of June. So we're going to get into our heat, and these will be put into area with deep shade. Well, not deep, but 50% shade, so well protected through the summer. Okay, I'll see you again real soon in another chapter. So this has been the dozen air layer Japanese boxwood that started about 2 years ago.